But Klay got one paid. He's gotten paid. Aiyuk has not.
Right. Let me ask you a question, Goo. And I don't know what they're going to do with Aiyuk.
I don't know what he's doing either. Telling Ryan Clark all his business.
You cannot pay everybody. So you've got McCaffrey among the highest paid running back.
Yep.
You've got Deebo Samuel making 24.
Check.
You've got Bosa, highest paid defensive end. Trent Williams, highest paid lineman.
Damn.
Fred Warner, one of the highest paid middle linebackers. Kittle, third highest paid tight end. Purdy is around the corner. If I were to give you a list of McCaffrey, Deebo, Bosa, Trent Williams, Warner, Purdy, Kittle, Aiyuk, and I say you have to lose one, who would you lose?
It would be you put Kittle in there, huh?
I did.
Yeah. I would go there.
Yeah, I would get rid. It would be Aiyuk. And it might be Deebo, but I just look at Deebo as like he's under contract for another year.
And what about the report you, Evan, and I talked about that I learned about this morning, where the Niners throw the ball 32nd in the NFL? They're last. How can I? But we both can agree Aiyuk I think he's special, Steiny.
I don't.
Is he the best? No.
He's good.
But if I throw the ball,
he's good.
That least amount of times, I can't go over the threshold that we set.
Exactly.
So I think Brandon Aiyuk I keep going relationships, and I put one on the Vine. He's the guy that's saying, tell me you love me. And they're telling you, hey, we like you, but we don't love you. And that's why he's going. I think Brandon Aiyuk wants to get traded because he knows, and he's hurt, that they won't go. Steiny, we're not talking about a lot, I guess, from all reports. Okay, they offered you 26, you want 20. Like, it seems like chump change.
If they offered him 26 annual and he turned it down, that's gutsy. That's gutsy.
Or what about him not being what I've talked about, and I've been consistent? This offense throwing the ball is as minimal as they do. That he wants to be in another system.
Okay.
I think there's some of that.
Probably.
So why would you call your bosses together? Because 9 times out of 10, that doesn't work. But now
because
you went public with it.
He doesn't have the stomach for it. That's why.
Or you want the inevitable to happen sooner. Find me a team.
Look, he knows he's hosed. He's hosed. They don't have to do a damn thing. And you know what? I might not like. They drafted a wide receiver.
That they did. It shocked a lot of us.
Exactly. And maybe they drafted a wide receiver because they knew that it was going to be hard to pay 2 receivers a year from now.
I just don't see how the Niners offensively, even though they throw 32nd in the, I just don't see how that offense collectively.
What if Pearsall's good? What if he's really good?
No, but Steiny, what if he struggles?
Okay.
And what if your passing game, when you call on it and you need it most, you're not getting what you got with Brandon in a year that you got to pay your quarterback.
What are you going to?
The domino effect on that.
Okay, you give him $30 million. What are you doing next year?
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing next year?
I'm not giving him 30. And I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm not giving him 30.
Okay, 28. What are you doing next year?
I got to pay my quarterback
and then who are you whacking? Well, see, I think
Deebo gets whacked in that scenario.
Okay. I don't know. West Oakland Holloway. What's up, West Oakland Holloway?
Hey, man, what's going on with y'all, man?
Hey, talk to us, baby.
Hey, Goo. Goo, you got me laughing, man. I was going to talk about Golden State, but I'm going to go ahead and pivot. But that's the only thing I'm going to say about Golden State.
Yeah.
When Steiny talked to you about Golden State, for some reason, you act like he's talking in Russian. Like, you just don't understand nothing he's saying, bro. We all get it. The run is over. Unless they do one thing that Steiny said earlier. They have to get somebody that's better than Stephen Curry, bro.
Wow.
They did it with Durant. They didn't do it with was my man Wiggins, but it was an argument for a minute that Wiggins could have been the MVP of the finals.
No doubt about it.
And Iggy got finals MVP on the first one.
And then Durant got 2.
So I'm all for trading for a big boy. It sounds like you are too. Jimmy Butler, who's better?
No. Look, only way you get a Durant Butler is if you just all in for the next year or two. Because the franchise is going to be burnt down after that. It's going to be over with. They won't have no assets. They won't have nothing. You already know that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do. They between a rock and a hard place.
Right.
And if I was Klay, I wouldn't even want to come back. Like it's time to roll out and do something different, man. Golden State need to be looking forward to the future.
Wow.
And about this Steph Curry Ferrari engine and all that stuff. Well, we know a car not moving without no gas. Well, if they ain't got no gas, they ain't going nowhere.
That's pretty good. Wow, Steiny.
Thanks, West Oakland.
Yeah,
Holloway.
I know some Holloway. Steiny, I got to say this.
Remember Condridge Holloway?
No. I know Dexter and Big Dex. Yeah, from the Union, Big Dex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he said, you're talking, go get a big boy. So Durant, he would be okay with. He said Durant, right? That qualifies for him.
What?
A guy that's equal or better than Curry. So he's okay if you go get...
I wouldn't put those words in his mouth. I thought he might have meant somebody like in their prime.
He did say they went on and got Durant, a better player than Steph.
Yeah, right, the first time.
Yeah. But I still thought he was saying he would be okay if they went and got Durant this time. That's how I took it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've been bedridden, so I could have misunderstood.
You've been delusional. Like, do you have the sweats and the... What is it?
I had ball shorts.
What?
No, that's why I sleep in ball shorts. Because I was hot, I had a fever. Dude, when's the last time you had a fever? You can't... It's the worst feeling ever. Then you had a run.
So you clearly are having visions and...
No, I wasn't having none of that, the equilibrium stuff. I was just Steiny. Boy. Let's just say I was Derek Jeter. Number 2.
That's a 5.
Boy, Steiny was like, oh my goodness, when will it stop?
I thought you didn't like that kind of humor. He says he doesn't like that kind of humor.
No, this was health humor, Steiny. That's sophomoric.
Daryl's in Antioch.
We got Derek Jeter and Spray Thompson.
What's up, Daryl? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Just wanted to piggyback on some Warrior stuff when you guys were talking about. And also thank you for having me on the line. But you guys were talking about some stuff that's regarding the player at the second half, how the Warriors played better with the younger guys. But I think that piggyback on that is like going back to the coaching. I think Steve Kerr really didn't maximize the players as far as mixing in the older with the newer or whatsoever. And I think that as well, we could have had a better record if we would have made that switch a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
thank you for taking my call, and I listen offline.
Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate it. That's the other part that, to me, I'm gonna ask you about. Okay, so you get Durant.
Oh man,
what happens to the young guys? We know. See, that's the other thing that's going to happen. Steve Kerr's going to play the old guys because that's what he does. He's going to play them as much as possible. They'll wear down.
But they won't be able to last. Before. Maybe not, Steiny. Maybe they have the youngsters who are left, whoever that collective is, they carry their weight because they know we're waiting for April, the playoffs, man.
And that's where they're fundamental. When you say carrying their weight, to me, the young guys are carrying their weight now more than the old guys. It doesn't mean they're better than the old guys. It just means what you got out of your young guys last year was pretty darn good.
And speaking of which, I'm going to say this because...
And what you got out of your old guys wasn't that great when you hold them up to their own standard.
I think I know where you're going, but I'm going to run this by you. And Evans put out a couple clips throughout the regular season last year about me. I love Steve Kerr, top 5 coach of all time, Steiny. you and I fought just on how good Moses Moody was as a player, okay? I will never forget, and I still won't, the talk that he had with Moses Moody about how he was out the rotation. He saved him that game. Jonathan Kuminga had to do what he did, go to the press to say there was an agenda. It worked for him. My point is, what if Kerr had given both Kuminga and Moody the time earlier? Where would they have been? Would they have been greater as the season, moved on? I do think of that. And I know a guy like you is going to say, Goo, what if I tell you they wouldn't have the seasons they had they not went through that? But on the flip side, to that caller's point, what if he would have empowered those dudes? Because the one thing I can say about Kerr last season, there was no way in hell you should have ever had a conversation with Moses Moody saying, with what you were working with as a team, that he was not an option and he was going to be on the outskirts. And he lucked up, and Moody still was headstrong and was able to contribute. And Kuminga, will do with that what you want. But he had to do what he had to do to get on the court. Like, Kerr lucked out on that, on both those fronts. So I don't know what you're like. If Kerr would have just empowered those two earlier in the season, there's no telling how better both of those guys were. And you're right,
but he didn't. So
Moses Moody could have been ready and better or more seasons at the end of the season.
Because of 5 more minutes a game?
Well, no, or you know what I mean, Steiny. Just not being thawed out as opposed to being in the freezer.
All right, and if they would have drafted LaMelo Ball instead of Wiseman, they'd be better off. And, I mean, that's you're kind of making my point. If Steve Kerr didn't empower young guys last year in your mind, why would he empower them this year? When you're bringing in an older guy to the core.
But you're still going to have younger guys, whoever they are, and you're going to need to lean on them. It's a team. It's not just we bring Durant and nobody's playing. No,
people are going to get pissed off when Durant's playing 34 minutes a game and Steph's playing 32 and Klay's playing 30 and Draymond's playing 30 and Trace Jackson-Davis is splitting time with Looney and Steve Kerr. Yes! But you know what? Go ahead and do that. See how many games you can win.
But the whole, just hearing you say that, I would tell whoever's mad, it's not about minute usage. It's about wins. Are we winning this way?
Well, how'd it go last year?
Oh, I'll let you answer that.
They were the 10th best team in the West.
Oh, good God!
What's funny, Good? I'm being honest here. So you're not crazy about the young guys. So the Warriors were the 10th best team in the NBA, or in the Western Conference last year. How are they going to get better? So again, the only way they can get better as they're constructed right now, and they may make moves to get better, the only way they can get better is if the 4 young guys improve more than the 4 old guys decline.
See, I disagree. Okay. If Andrew Wiggins shows up, that got nothing to do with the young guys, and if Draymond's ass doesn't get suspended, right. Those two supersedes
would you bet on those things?
I would bet Draymond's not getting suspended for more than 5 games. You know what I mean? The gist is up, man. Come on.
What about Wiggins? Are you really going to go into the season saying, what are you banking on, Goo? Wiggins. I can't do that.
And I totally get that. But I tell you what about Wiggins that has me, the one caveat I can find out of that, it ain't got nothing to do with age.
Yes, it does. I think it does.
For me, I feel like he's still with the only dude close to his prime or in his prime. So with Wiggins, it's mental as opposed to physical. And that's why I would if that's what it ends up being, I'll roll that dice or play that card and feel better about it than it ain't age related.
Yes, it is. I think it is with Wiggins. He played 1 year of college.
Oh, God, we're going back to where are you going with this?
What I'm going at with this is he's played 11 years already in the NBA. He's getting worse, not better. That's what happens. He's in his, so if he plays 22 years, which he won't, I mean, I don't think Wiggins is in his prime anymore. 2-2-2.
Well, compared to everybody on the team, Steiny,
exactly.
he's the closest.
That's why he's such a letdown. Bernard is in Pleasanton. What's up, Bernard? How you doing, buddy?
Good conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, when Klay Thompson was hurt, right? He basically missed almost 2 years, and Lakers still paid him. I think Guru, you too emotional. Kind of like what the caller said before. I mean, we love this team, but no team is going to be on top forever. And I called before. Look at all Curry's contemporaries, man. They flying all around, going to all these teams, trying to win a championship. And he did it in one place. I mean, you're not going to be on top forever. And Guru, you emotional saying that they got to mortgage the future and lake up old. No, he doesn't. Curry's going to be damn near a billionaire once he retires from the Warriors. And a lot of that's going to have to do with the payroll the money that he's got from the Warriors.
So what would you suggest they do? What would you suggest they do this offseason? I hear you both. What are you saying you would like to see them not do?
Well, I wouldn't mortgage the future. See how much better you can get, but I'm not going to go spend $50 million on Paul George or somebody like that. Just build. And if you can get better within the next two, it don't have to be next year, but maybe within the next 2 years, you might have a chance to do something in the playoffs. But the whole Curry something, I think that's you're being a little too emotional.
I hear you. I appreciate the call.
Thanks, Bernard.
You love that, huh?
Well, he's not saying
the organization is going to do what I'm saying they're going to. Like, read the room, guys. They're going to try. And I think they're going to do better than try. And if they got to come off Kuminga, I would understand it. I like Kuminga. I'm a fan. But if you're telling me I guess I think highly of the guys that they could get to put with Steph and Dre, and they got major action. That's how I feel. That's not emotional.
I would rather have Zach LaVine.
Well, I was going to bring him up. You know what? I forgot. Okay.
Or any of the other two guys.
He's 29.
I
like Zach
to get older, but I don't want Zach LaVine either. But I don't want any of them. But what I'm saying is, I might take Zach LaVine because at least we get more athletic. At least we get younger.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm having an issue with is people telling me, what are we looking forward to the upcoming Warrior season? Oh, we're going to see how good, we're going to see how good are the growth of the youngsters that doesn't go with Steph Curry, though.
Yeah, who else doesn't go with Steph Curry?
Yeah, who?
Klay and Draymond, who aren't at championship level
it looks like
anymore.
Klay is not going to be here.
Well,
so Pods or whomever could take that role.
I mean, if you don't
go land a big boy.
The way I look at it is, you keep saying these young guys, you don't know what you're going to get. And I'll say, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But you won't acknowledge you know what you're getting with the old guys. And it's not enough. They've proven that for 2 years. So I would rather see what the younger guys can do. I know what Draymond can do. I know.
But what if you get a new older guy? That's why it's attractive.
I'm out on that. I'm out on that.
But you understand every outlet is saying Warriors going big game hunting.
And they've said that every single year since Joe Lacob has been the owner. Every single year. The Warriors are linked. Oh, first he called about LeBron.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard back in the day. He went and got Durant.
But this is out of necessity, though. When you called and went and got Durant, you lost the final.
So you don't get to do it just because it's...
But you understand. But now these calls you're operating from desperation. Before it was cute.
That's why you don't want to make a real stupid mistake, because desperate teams make bad mistakes. And
you think the Warriors are desperate?
I don't know why they would be.
It depends on what their goal or agenda is. What they're like, if they're trying to not be a 10th seed.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bump up in the standings.
Then you need to go to Nordstrom's. And you know what happens when you go to Nordstrom's? You got to break out that black card. And that black card may say Jonathan Kuminga. You act like you got all the answers. And you don't. But
To me, it was wrong.
The team is telling you, it looks like it right now. If there was a scoreboard, get ready for what I'm saying.
I don't think Klay's coming back.
Oh, and I'm with you there.
Okay, so then
but you still that's just that is just part of the show.
Here's what I think's a joke. All right, here's what I think's a joke. You want to keep doing it, you can keep doing it. And you know what? And I am right on the money here because he's going to be talking about the 2022 championship in 2026. Mark my words, he will be.
Oh, it'll expire.
The Golden State Warriors won in 2022. What did they do? They ran it back. The next year, they made one round of the playoffs and lost. Then what did they do again? They doubled down and they ran it back again by re-signing Draymond. And they were the 10th best team in the Western Conference. And now you want Curry back? You think Wiggins is going to get it done? Like, that to me is utter insanity. Because I believe, here's another reason I'm out on Durant, Butler, or who's the other 35-year-old?
KD Butler. PG-13.
Yeah, Paul George is because
and Bronze.
If you're going to go into next year with Klay, Steph, Draymond, and this other 34, 35-year-old, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt.
See, but
sorry, you will.
That's the. Nobody can say you're wrong.
Exactly.
But you're not right. Because